Hey, Mr. Poole back here for another financial literacy lesson. And this one is on one of my favorite. This one is on profit. Okay, so I'm going to do it in a 2 lesson series. So this is the first part of that series. And what profit is it's a financial gain, the difference between the amount earned and the amount spent. Okay, that's finding the profit. Okay, and I'll explain that here in just a little bit. I just want to give you some vocabulary so you know what I'm talking about when I use these words. So that's the thing that we're going to find. We're going to find the difference between the amount earned and the amount spent. Okay, that is the profit. And usually we talk about this for retailers, like a retailer, like a clothing store like Kohl's, or a grocery store like Kroger, or Walmart, or Target. Okay, they have to find their profit. So they know what price to sell the clothing or food product at, because they don't want to sell it below their cost, otherwise they're not making any profit. Okay, and we'll talk about that later. Okay, but that is profit. Then the next term I have, and I call it sales/revenue. So you could call it sales, some people call it revenue, depending on what book you look in. In our math book, sometimes it's called revenue, sometimes it's called sales. Okay, so you have to realize that sales is the same as revenue. Okay. So what it is the exchange of a good for money. Okay. So for example, when I go to Kroger, I bring in money, and I go there and I might buy bananas, and I might buy milk, and I might buy a loaf of bread, and I bring it up to the counter, and they'll say $8.25. And I'll give them money, and they give me the goods. Okay, that would be a sale. That would be a sale by Kroger to me. I'm the consumer. Okay, so I'm the one buying it, and that we've created a sale. Okay, they're selling me the bread, the bananas, and the milk, and I'm giving them money or revenue. Okay, so the exchange of a good for money, and a good is the bananas, the milk, the bread. Okay, those are the goods. Okay, so that's sales or revenue. Cost or expenses are how much is spent to create a product or good. Okay, so in order to get that milk in the jug, the cost of the plastic jug, the cost to make it, the cost to deliver it to the store, the cost to the farmer on raising the cow that produced the milk. Okay, all those things are put in to the cost of how much they're going to charge for that gallon of milk. Okay, and I know, because I worked at Kroger, I know that Kroger sells the milk at a loss. Kroger actually loses money on the milk. Okay, they don't make money on the milk, because that is a draw to get you in there. Okay, so their cost to get that milk in there, and the cost of the bottle and the person stocking it and everything, the cost of all that is more than whatever they charge for that milk, whatever it is, $1.99, okay, or whatever that cost is. Because that's the draw. They want people to come in there to get the cheap milk, and then they want them to buy everything else. Okay, so the cost of a product or good is how much all the expenditures to get that product ready to be sold. Okay, so that's the cost or expenditures. I hope this helps you understand a little bit more about profit. sales, revenue, cost, and expenses. Okay, but I would suggest pausing this, writing this down, let it soak in. You can talk to your parents about different examples. One last thing I want to tell you before we go, okay, is this there's two different formulas for finding profit. So I've talked about them in those definitions, and now I want to put them into a formula. So you could do sales minus costs is going to equal profit, or you could do revenue, which is the same as sales, and cost is the same as expenses. So you could do revenue minus expenses equals profit. Okay, that's how you're going to find your profit. There's two different formulas. They're both really the same. It's just different ways of saying it. So you could say sales minus cost equals profit, or revenue minus expenses equals profit. When I was in college, our professor said to remember it like this: revenue minus expenses equals profit. Okay, so that's how I learned it. I learned it like that. But in some books, you'll see this, sales minus cost. So I wanted to show you both ways. So that way you wouldn't be confused if I tell you this and then you see it in the book like this. So you'll know how to do it both ways. Okay? All right, I hope that helps you to find the profit. And in the next lesson, I will show you an example of how to find the profit. All right, guys. Well, have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and we'll see you next time. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good day. Bye.